I am Dr. Larry Neville. I am a neurologist by training and have the great privilege currently of being the interim chief medical officer for a hospital of 450 beds, and also the employer and medical director for the employed physicians. I don't have to tell you that I am seeing rampant and unprecedented levels of burnout and sometimes, frankly, despair among my colleague physicians. I have been incredibly impressed by the coaching and training I've undergone with David Cooper and Associates, and with Dr. David Paul in particular. This coaching, I entered with some trepidation and skepticism, frankly. I've had coaching and training before, and always felt it was a little bit too mechanical and wasn't getting to the root of things. And with an issue like burnout and issues of emotional intelligence, you really can't skim the surface of things and expect dramatic changes. What pleasantly surprised me, I think, is we really did dive deep, both in one-on-one coaching with Dr. David Paul, but also working with my physician leadership group. In doing so, we have uncovered new elements and levels of what I can only term intimacy and communication that's allowed us to function much better as a team. We've also really gotten very proficient at skills that aren't taught in medical training. Skills related to identifying triggers and what sets us off internally, and how to manage those triggers in real time and subsequently, so we're able to return to the work much more skillfully. We support each other much more, and with much more affection and much more ability to hold each other accountable in what I would really term a loving and real human way, which is really important when you think about the fact that we spend most of our working lives together, and most of our lives in general at work. The other amazing thing about it is I have seen a rejuvenation of spirit among my physician leadership and my physicians in general as we spread these practices. A lot of providers are frankly lonely, and they feel dispirited by the increasing changes in the medical environment around them. They feel pressured by the increasing transparency publicly of their care, and they feel like they have less control over their day-to-day lives. And that's something that I carried around as a physician leader with some guilt, and really didn't have a toolkit to address properly. And at the base of it, there is a supposition, which I've tested and found to be true, which is people really want to do the right thing. They have in their heart of hearts a genuine love for their patients and for each other, but often that's obscured and made opaque by emotions that haven't been dealt with properly, and a lot of trauma that they've suffered over time. And I think most of us who've been through medical training know what I mean when I talk about some of the rigors and the after effects of the rigors of the training that we go through. In dealing directly with some of those issues and exposing them in very supportive ways and learning how to address them, it's a little bit like the clouds moving away from the sun, and the underlying brightness and the sun that emanates, I think, from all of us is allowed to shine forth. And that really is a renewed commitment to the work. And that comes from not the head only, but the head and the heart. And the heart is really the key to renewal and a connection with others, and to a feeling of solidarity with others. And putting those things together is transformative in ways that all the meetings that we had before about team building, all the attempts that we made to change structure and change processes by themselves alone did not get us far enough. I heartily recommend this approach and think it's one of the unique opportunities available in American medicine to really dive deep, to really expose what's at the core of both our flourishing and what can get in the way of our flourishing. And I would invite you to contact me with any questions. I am glad to unequivocally recommend this pathway. Thank you very much.